Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Alright, let's talk about Nintendo. And look, I'm a huge fan, you know I am, but what they've just done, it's not a good look, not a good look at all. So, Nintendo of America has just made the call to outsource their entire customer support operation. And what does that mean? It means hundreds of people, hundreds of contractors, are now out of a job. And this is all happening just as the Nintendo Switch 2 is about to drop and hit its first holiday season. This is when you'd expect them to be bringing in more people, not getting rid of the ones they have. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Oh, they were just contractors. But here's the thing, we've talked to people who were there, and they've been working for Nintendo for years, in some cases a decade or more. Nintendo would hire them for 11 months, then let them go for a couple of months so they could collect unemployment, and then rehire them again. Rinse and repeat. They did this to avoid having to hire them full-time and give them the benefits and stability that comes with that. These weren't just random people off the street, these were dedicated, highly skilled workers who knew Nintendo's systems inside and out. They were the people you'd call when you had an issue with your Switch, and they'd actually be able to help you. One person we spoke to said that a lot of them had been there for years, and they were the ones solving all the complicated problems. And now, all of them are gone. In March, Nintendo told them their contracts were being cut, and this month, they're being phased out completely. We're talking about maybe 200 people. And here's the worst part, Nintendo didn't even have the decency to tell them directly. The contractors were informed by the staffing agencies they worked for. Not a thank you, not an I'm sorry, nothing. And because they're contractors, there's no severance pay. Even though their contracts were ended early, they just get nothing. And here's the final insult. The people who are still working until the end of the month are being forced to train their replacements. Nintendo is taking all of these jobs and outsourcing them to places like Brazil, Argentina, and Nicaragua. These new hires are supposed to be handling everything, even the complex stuff that the US workers used to do. And I'm not knocking the workers in those countries, I'm sure they're great. But you can't tell me that people who have been doing this for years can be replaced overnight without a serious drop in quality. Think about it. When you're trying to get your new Switch 2 working on Christmas morning, who are you going to be talking to? Probably not the person who has the decade of experience. It's just disappointing, you know? This is a company that's all about fun and family and joy, but when it comes to the people who helped them get there, it feels like they're just numbers on a spreadsheet. Alright, that's what's going on. Let me know what you think in the comments. I want to hear your take on all of this.